Thanks for your time, as always, Matt. As you can imagine, Jurgen Klopp has been reminded several times in recent weeks that Liverpool have a sizable lead at the top of the table, and he keeps telling reporters that we're still only in January. Do you feel, though, that given Liverpool's form, anything apart from a win would be a massive dent to Manchester City's title ambitions?
Yeah, I think it would be a dent. You can't take anything away from Liverpool and Klopp's team at the moment. They are absolutely flying, as good as any team has been flying probably in the Premier League in recent times and yesteryear also. However, you know, we have been in a position, albeit 20-odd years ago, when Arsenal were 15 points behind and they managed to end up doing the double. So, you know, stranger things, as we've said many times, in the Premier League, the Champions League and the World Cup not so long back, you know, stranger things do happen in football. But Liverpool certainly are well within the driving seat at the moment.
From a tactical point of view, Matt, there are so many similarities in the way that Klopp and Guardiola want their teams to play. But Klopp has Guardiola's number, doesn't he? He leads the head-to-head 7 wins to 5 from 15 games. What is it about his style that causes Guardiola teams so many problems?
He's all heart on sleeve, isn't he? He's punch for punch. You know, he's very much a Rocky Balboa in some cases. You know, if the way that he is, you know, he's happy for his teams to go that punch for punch, whether they are the favourite team in the tie or whether they are the underdog. You know what you're going to get from a Klopp's team 9 times out of 10. There's only 1 or 2 games that they haven't done so well in this year. Again, with Guardiola, you also know what's going to come from him. He won't change his style. Very much well documented this week from the press conference, where he spoke about his previous roles. You know, when he wins 5, 6, 7 games, you know, everything is rosy for Guardiola and his team. A couple of difficult results, you know, and people are questioning, will he change? I think that's naivety from the media, to be honest, because when you are in a coaching position, like, for example, I've been fortunate to be in the past, you know, you don't just relinquish your principles too easily. You know, you don't give up. You work day to day. You work 10, 12, 14 hours a day on planning progressions. You don't just rip the page out and throw it in the bin. If 6, 7, 8 games and you start dropping major points, you have to start to evaluate yourself far more closely. What Guardiola would have done is evaluate himself and the team far more closely after 1 game. But it doesn't mean he'll change.
And just to sort of take forward from what you just said there, Matt, contrasting form books for both teams going into this match, Liverpool have been imperious, 7 wins in December. But in the same period, it's all gone wrong for Manchester City. They are now 7 games without a clean sheet in the Premier League, in addition to those 3 defeats. Why has their defence suddenly started to look vulnerable?
Tough question. I think, you know, with the players that they've got, you know, they've got fantastic players, not just in the team, by the way, in the squad. You know, he can put any team out on any given day in the Premier League, and you'd fancy that team to win. Of course, team changes sometimes can unsettle. When you have a squad of the quality that he has, there is a little bit of rotation naturally. There are changes between competitions. So, personally, it could be some form of routine. I mean, it's a bit cliche. Every situation is different. But for example, I think Liverpool have pretty much a settled team now. At least if you just look at Liverpool's defensive solidarity, Virgil van Dijk has been exceptional. He is always playing. They changed the partner of Virgil van Dijk quite frequently this year. He's played with 3 different partners. With Man City, there are multiple combinations that seem to be played by Guardiola. He is very much in possession, focused, maybe 80-90% of his game, except we all know the quality of defending with the high press, with winning the ball back higher up the pitch. And they just seem to be having a spell. So I think Klopp is a very well-balanced coach in both elements, defending and attacking. Mourinho is very much defensive solidarity first. And Klopp, I think, is the other end of the spectrum. So when they are conceding goals, I think it's a little bit more difficult for a Guardiola team to be able to put the wrongs right, so to speak.
Care to venture a scoreline prediction for this one, Matt? We've seen all kinds of games between these sides, high scorers, goalless draws in just the last couple of seasons.
Being an optimist, I would like, as a football person also, for it to be a high-scoring game. Draw or win for either team, I couldn't call. But I think there'll be goals in the game. I don't think it'll be so tight, simply because Guardiola, we know Klopp has the edge over Guardiola head-to-head. We know Man City are dealing with some defensive problems. That will be in Guardiola's mind. Klopp, on the other hand, is going to go for the juggler. There is no two ways about it. But tactically, he will prepare very, very well. So I think Liverpool are able to score goals, but you can't discount Man City from scoring goals either. For that reason, regardless of Van Dijk being in exceptional form. So I think there'll be goals in the game, and it could be anything from a high-scoring draw to a high-scoring 3-2, 4-3, possibly. Or I could be completely wrong and it'll be 0-0.
Okay, it promises to be a thrilling contest regardless of the scoreline. On that note, Matt Holland, thanks for joining us with your perspective. And we look forward to seeing more of you in the new year as the football season starts approaching its business end.
No problem. You're a gentleman. Thank you.